Continuing my critical let's play of Modern Warfare 2. We will in a moment go into the next mission, which will be on the oil rigs before the Gulag to take out SAM sites. Before I go into that level, there's just something I wanted to mention, which I should have mentioned right at the start of this sequel, but I forgot about it, is the interesting note to make that when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I remember it being one of those kind of game journalism things before it came out, that it kind of lost the moniker of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 2, and now, as you can see on the screen at the moment, it's just Modern Warfare 2, as though it's kind of lost the parent franchise for just the kind of secondary franchise in itself, which is interesting, I think. And then Modern Warfare 3 kind of backtracks about it and becomes Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So by that point, Call of Duty has stopped being a series and has become a more like umbrella franchise in its own right. So at that point, it doesn't matter about Call of Duty numbers anymore. But it's something interesting to point out, because you kind of, in terms of that kind of weird design derailment or fork in the road, you have that Modern Warfare 2 as well, where it's kind of leaving the Call of Duty-ness behind of battlefield simulators and World War II design and whatnot, and going further down what Modern Warfare 1 brought in that kind of cinematic approach to the battlefield and just kind of the action movie kind of tone and idea. So the fact that the name kind of leaves behind Call of Duty, like kind of identifies itself as this kind of modern action storytelling, Hollywood whatever, instead of a way war is depicted, I find interesting in a purely small way. But that would have been a good thing to mention at the start of his second game as a kind of way to approach the game, a lens on it. But it's still alright.
USS Chicago, actual to dry dock shelter. We have a go. DDS hangar flooded. Full pressure. Begin deployment.
So we have another level here where it starts black and we have sounds before we actually see anything. I like the levels that do that. I kind of give you that oral atmosphere before they start. But so we're kind of sneaking into this oil rig to like infiltrate it and then take out the SAM sites on it. And this will be another mission that starts stealthy and then quickly becomes, action-packed, like every kind of stealth mission of these games. They're never all stealth.
USS Dallas deploying Team 2. RV at the objective.
And you go past the submarine, you come out of, they make sure you see the name Dallas, so it says, USS Dallas deploying Team 2. Then you go past, you see the word Dallas, and then you see the team. So it tells you what's happening around you, and then you look, and of course it's on your side, not the other side, and you see it happen. Again, just another deliberate framing, cinematicness of it that I enjoy. And the other thing the second team allows to happen is you get this kind of reflection. You get to see them do what you're about to do. And you will see that again in a moment with one of these people. Like this idea of, oh, that's what I'm doing, reflected in you in the actions of another character. So you've got them all. You can kind of see them lingering under the surface, just waiting. So you sneak up and take him out, but you get to see your other person do it as well. That's what I'm doing, but over there. You look over like he's done what you've done. So you've kind of got this like mirror image thing happening. I like this, there's no one up here. You go down, you take out the guard, and by the time you get up, again, there's two guys waiting for you. It kind of gives this air of, eliteness or efficiency, which is kind of communicated quite well in that just kind of sudden appearance of your teammates. And more being helped by your squad mates, not doing it by yourself kind of thing. So it's Soap and Roche again.
We're clear. Civilian hostages at your position. Watch your fire.
So here we'll see the first breach mechanic moment for kind of slow motion, kill the bad guys, don't hit the civilians. And this is a thing that happens over and over in in this level event a lot in Modern Warfare 3. Oh, good start. So let's say I did that deliberately to show you what not to do. That's not true. I just messed up.
Watch your fire. Roger that. Team 1 moving to breach.
That was one of the complaints about Modern Warfare 3 is about how ridiculously often they repeated this. These kind of slow motion breach battles. And a lot of them are exactly the same. But there's a few points later in Modern Warfare 3, I don't think in this one, where they play with it really well. Where it goes into slow mo. Oh no, there is a moment actually in the Gulag level which plays with it as well, but we'll get to that. But it's another one of those moments where they like start a convention, repeat it over and over until you get kind of, you know what's going to happen, and then play on that convention and make something else happen instead. Where it's slow motion and then suddenly there's a good guy on the other side, or suddenly the door blows up on you.
Enemy helo, get down.
And as I mentioned in one of the other previous episodes, I really enjoy that kind of building expectations and then playing with them.
Your position. Copy that.
So now we just do exactly the same thing again. So it's just working to normalize this idea. See, personally, I'd be trying to shoot for people attacking, not the civilians.
Control, all deck 2 hostages secured. Enemy radio. I think we're gonna have company, sir. Set up for plan B. Get some C4 on those bodies. Go. C4, place, sir.
So putting C4 on the bodies, so when more people come to take us out, we've laid a trap. Don't know why we have to put them on the bodies though, it seems really sadistic.
There's the patrol. Hold your fire until they're closer.
So it kind of stops being stealthy here clearly when you blow them up.
Stand by. Plan B. Do it.
Then of course, you know, you kind of have this nice comradeship moment, camaraderie rather, you know, where Soap just says plan B, do it, in a clear kind of harking back to the moment, you know, Roche saved him by blowing up the C4
Roger that. We'll call in for X.
in the previous snow level at this point we were trying to get a satellite. Again, simple. I wouldn't go so far as to call it, you know, good writing or even advanced or anything, but it kind of shows that there's a, you know, a friendship between these two characters or whatever. Like this character you haven't heard speak at all, and Soap, because they have a past together, they've been in battle together or whatever. So I appreciate those little references. It's like most people probably won't notice it because they're probably not even really paying attention to the story of this stage, since the last few levels were so terrible. Oh, hello. But if you do pay attention, then you've got these nice little character moments.
Moving.
Hotel 6 hostages from lower decks are being extracted by Team 2. Proceed to the top deck ASAP to secure the rest. Over.
Copy that. We're working on it. Out. Enemy helo. Take cover.
Helicopter rides out of nowhere. Of course, as always, just as there's a door over here so you can just get in. It's got one of those kind of high-pitched kind of machine guns we saw in the previous game, which just kind of have an unnerving kind of sound.
We're working on it.
They don't sound chunky, they sound like they're just like shooting a lightsaber at you or something. So there's still inconsistencies here in this game, you know, not that the game is a mess, like, it doesn't really make sense why there's human shields on these oil rigs. Assuming they're Russian oil rigs, and the ultra-militarist Russian Navy army is in charge, I don't see why they can't just use these oil rigs. But maybe they're meant to be American oil rigs or something in the ocean near Russia, not Russian themselves. So it's one of those things that's just kind of there because it is, but it doesn't necessarily make sense.
Firing missile. Enemy helicopter has been neutralized. The clock's ticking. We need to get topside and secure any remaining hostages before we call in the Marines. Contact to the east. Split up. We can flank through these hallways. Cover me. Roach. Target at your 2 o'clock.
We've also got, obviously, I'm sure you've noticed, music's picked up again from when this mission started stealthily. So then after the we blew up the C4, we've now got much more kind of urgent sounding music again.
Let's go. Those hostages aren't going to rescue themselves. Move up.
I kind of find it a little interesting as far as kind of moving up, not moving across. And you've got this part, so they all throw down smoke grenades, you can't see anything. But of course there's these conveniently placed, what do you call it, like UV kind of scopes, just to kind of break it up a bit. Jesus.
All teams be advised. These guys are a step up. They're using thermal optics to see through the smoke. Ghost. Target at 12 o'clock. They're throwing up a smoke screen. These guys have thermal optics. Stay clear of the smoke.
Oh dear. I'm screwed over by that little box of crates. Didn't see it then. I was trying to move across and I got stuck on it. Oh.
You guys have thermal optics. Stay clear of the smoke. Spotted by the long red dumpster. Got a visual.
Oh dear. Should have just thrown that.
Hotel 6, be advised. Hostages have been confirmed at your location along with possible explosives. Over.
Copy that. All teams check your fire. Don't know what's behind these doors. Hostile spotted by the long red dumpster. Have a target. I'm out. Ghost. Target at 11 o'clock. Roger, tracking target.
So it's a nice way just to kind of break up the level a bit, this one. Just keeps it a bit more fresh. Oh my god. Don't know where that person was. I think Ghost got them. Oh jeez. Wow, so there's another moment where I just kind of got saved by someone else and it wasn't necessarily scripted. It's always kind of nice when that happens.
Ghost. Hostile spotted by the long red dumpster. I have a target. Get a charge on the door.
You've not killed everyone.
Sights. Contact your monitor.
So when it says things like that, like you're not ready to breach the door, like the game isn't even pretending it's not a kind of follow the orders, stage direction kind of game. It's just saying we're not up to this part yet. Like finish the last scene. Oh. Oh my god.
Contact doorway first floor. Roger that, doorway first floor.
And you got them throwing the guns in the background, so like, you know, you can choose to, you like, that guy runs at you to try to stab you, so you're meant to see him first and shoot him. Then behind him there's a guy who throws a gun over to another guy, so you kill him, then you follow the arc of the gun over and kill the other guy. Someone else is coming to save these guys. We're still running up to the roof, since we're the advanced team. But it's kind of this nice, like, those kind of little moments where like your eye is meant to follow the movement in a very particular way. It doesn't necessarily work if you come in wrong and you're looking down the iron sights, you don't particularly get the finesse of it. Like, I didn't get it the first time when I accidentally killed a hostage. But when it works, then like, quite enjoyable. So then of course, as we're leaving, we're seeing the Marines come in and securing the SAM sites. We just heard the kind of person in charge of them saying they want them secure to remind us what was happening here. And then of course all the jets fly in because the SAM sites aren't an issue anymore.